Forgetting you on camera.
We are live. What's going on, people? What's going on, my family, my friends? This is Puerto Rock 77. Oh, shit. I'm talking to myself right now. Hold on. Hey, so sorry about that. But anyway, thank you so much. We are live with another episode of 60 Frames, No Lag Podcast. And this is your boy, Puerto Rock 77, the Gamers Champ right here. And I got a great crew, and we are going to talk games. We're going to talk PlayStation. We're going to talk Nintendo. We're going to bash Xbox. Now I'm playing. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna have a great time today. And thank you all for joining. But I'm gonna get into it. I'm gonna get into the cast. We're gonna start off with top flight security of the world, Craig, with his Ryzen chip as his avatar. Yeah. The voice of Xbox.
Back in action. The voice of Xbox is here because you all needed a better fan than what you got online right now. Now you got me.
All right, and then of course going down the line, we got the man who's been doing it. We got the man who by himself took on the whole bang next gen gamers by himself. We got JayBari, aka JayBari. What's going on?
Yo, man, definitely appreciate the invite once again. But what is good, YouTube? What's up, PlayStation Nation? It is your boy JayBari. And I'm back on the 60 Frames No Lag Podcast. My man Puerto Rock. We got my man Craig. We got Kratos. We got Funny in the building. And yeah, man, it's about to be a movie.
Yeah, we doing a blockbuster movie. You know what I'm saying? Hey, appreciate it. Thank you so much for joining. And of course, we got the God of War himself. You know, people are claiming that Master Chief could kill him. Bro, you talking about the God Killer.
Exactly.
The God, this guy kills gods. Master Chief shoots a gun. Like, stop it. This is yo. I don't know if you guys were up on the argument I was in with Twitter. That argument lasted like 3 days. People claiming Master Chief could kill Kratos. I'm like, yo, the dude fights out of hell, even when he does get killed.
Yeah,
like, what are you doing? Fucking Master Chief flips a truck over. Who cares?
Exactly.
But we got Kratos. What's going on, J-Dub?
Hey everybody, it's your boy J-Dub, aka Kratos, the god of PlayStation. I'm here again with my man Puerto Rock. These are the legends of gaming here on the panel. So thanks for the invite, and let's get this, man. Let's get it.
Definitely. Thank you so much for stopping by. I appreciate it. Looking forward to your opinions and stuff. And then of course we got someone new. Someone who's been hitting me up on Twitter. I like his tweets and all that. I like his content. I saw his video, a nice growing channel. I'm gonna post his link up in the description box. But of course, I got the funny nerd up in here. Thank you so much for showing up. I know it was last minute, but I appreciate that you showing up.
All right, man. Thanks very much for the invite. Hanging out with the big boys tonight. Funny nerd bringing in some love to Nintendo, some JRPGs in here. On this podcast, we need to represent a little bit of the weeb side of the game.
Ooh, my man said JRPGs. Ooh, you know, JayBari right now, guys. Eyes wide open.
Yeah, that's my type.
Did you just say JRPGs? Right, yeah, man. Look at that background. Hey, go. Hold on. I'm gonna show him.
Oh, man,
hey, go. Look at that background. Woo! Look at that, boy. Look at all them games to the right. You see that? See that to the right? Those are called games.
All about the games, man. I play on everything. If you look behind me there.
Look at all that. I see an Xbox there. I see, is that a Kinect?
Dreamcast.
Go back to the left. I saw a Kinect. Go back. Just move to the left again.
The Kinect is not there, but I do have a Kinect. I had the original Xbox. Now I have the S, but I kept the Kinect.
Now that's a man cave right there. Damn, look to the left. All those consoles right there in the shelf. I see a 360. Damn. Look at that. Ooh, you might be coming on this podcast more often.
Hey, man.
Look at that. Look at that. Anyway, you see this part about we got gamers up in here. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But anyway, we're going to start off. We're going to talk about Tokyo Game Show. All right. We're going to do a little bit. I want your impressions on stuff, what you liked about it, what you didn't like, what you wish would have been shown. So we're going to start off. I got to start off with JayBari. I have to start out with JayBari because when you think of Tokyo Game Show and PlayStation, you think of the dude with the samurai sword as an avatar. You know what I'm saying? What's going on? Give me some stuff.
Hey, man, so like every year I stayed up late to watch Tokyo Game Show because I really do enjoy Tokyo Game Show because it's one of those shows where you're going to have your talking, but you're going to have a lot of games being thrown at you with these trailers and stuff like that. So, like typical fashion, PlayStation, it was showing games after games after games after games. And in just my opinion, personally, I just felt like everything after the Tokyo Game Show just solidified PlayStation as like that dominant force to like, yo, you can play anything here on this platform. But a lot of things they got me excited for, like Zone of the Enders, that's coming back on PS4 and is going to have a VR version. So I was like, what? And, I'm a VR owner, so I was really excited for that. I don't know if you guys are excited for like Dissidia, if you're Final Fantasy fans. Dissidia NT, they finally revealed like Noxus and his gameplay, and he looks savage as hell. So, you know what I mean? I'm really excited for that. Final Fantasy IX just came out the other day. You know what I mean? I got a nice little res upgrade. It got some trophies to it now. And it got like the similar mode like Final Fantasy VII, like the no encounters and the speed up modes. So that's pretty cool. But I can go on forever, man. It's just like, yo, they just show games after games and games. And the thing is too, like if you thought like 2017 was crazy for PlayStation, you know what I mean? There's still games releasing, within a year that we gotta worry about. Like I'm excited for Gundam and Gundam Versus. We got Knights of Azor. We got Horizon.
I did like that Gundam. Gundam, what is it? Battle Zone or what is it? Battle Zone 2?
Gundam Battle Operations 2.
Yeah, Battle Operations 2. I was like, what's this? That looks sweet.
You know what I mean? But the thing is, yo, that show right there just shows you that 2018 about to be crazy again, because in January alone, they got like 5 exclusives. Yo, Ni no Kuni, Dissidia, what else? I'm forgetting.
God of War. Is that January?
I don't know if that's January.
That's gonna be March.
Oh, okay.
But they have Monster Hunter. And that Monster Hunter
is huge.
That Monster Hunter bundle finally, PlayStation finally, y'all got it back together like the Uncharted bundle and the Batman bundle, and y'all had a sick ass Pro bundle. You know what I mean? Their first like Pro theme console. Now that looks sick as hell. That's gonna sell. That's big because Monster Hunter is a big franchise. Yeah, I'm not too much of a Monster Hunter fan, but this one is more predicated to me because I feel like my biggest issue with Monster Hunter was it was just too slow.
Yeah,
you still have the planning and everything they do, but the combat looked much faster, and I feel like I will enjoy that much more, like the token games and stuff like that. So
yeah,
I'm excited, man. It's just crazy, man. It's just too much, and I don't have enough money to buy all that shit. I mean,
it's gonna be as crazy as it was February this year. There at the beginning of the year, we got all those games all put together. It looks like 2018 is gonna be the same way.
It's gonna be the same thing. It's just like nonstop. Yo, I got like 3 games already pre-ordered for PlayStation that's exclusive, and then they just announced that there's more coming. I'm like, what the hell is going on January?
Long games. Like, how do you get Ni no Kuni 2 days apart from Monster Hunter World?
Exactly.
For 60 hours each minimum.
Yo, this is my man's right here. Funny, I like this guy right here because that's my biggest thing I've been saying too. Because Ni no Kuni 2, then there's Lost Sphere. Alone, those 2 games alone, that's 60 hours plus. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, exactly. And those games got priority over everything, in my opinion.
There are also other games that people are not talking about yet that they haven't been shown. Like Immortal Unchained, nobody's talking about that one yet. But once people start seeing more trailers for that one, it's like a Dark Souls style, but it's in a third-person shooter. So they bring in Dark Souls and third person put together this time around. I think it's going to be a pretty good way of experiencing a Dark Souls kind of game. Cold Vein is going to be coming out also. So all these games put together, and geez, how do you find time for everything?
Another one I've been tracking. They haven't showed it at Tokyo Game Show, but Lost Soul Aside for Yang Bing. Oh my God, bro, that's coming. That should be coming out next year. Woo! Like but here's the thing.
They show Code Vein too. Oh. Like they are showing gameplay. That's a smack in Microsoft's face because they showed that at E3 on that console. But now I'm watching gameplay at Tokyo Gaming Show. I was like, this is bad. As the voice of Xbox is disappointing.
Hey, but now he's a big wig now, man. He's gonna have all the money, gonna bring in some games, right?
We could talk about that. That's a good topic to talk about. His promotion. I say it could go 50-50. And we'll talk about
And
that. It could go 50-50.
But I agree with Jay. I agree with Jay. Final Fantasy IX almost brought a little tear to my eye. That game brought back so many memories. You know, I'm like, wow, it's only like $20-$25. So yeah, that's gonna have to come to that.
See, something like that I can hang with because that was a PlayStation 1 game. So I could see, you know, remastering or remaking games from PlayStation 1 because it'll play so much smoother, better. You know, I could get that.
And plus, they can charge you for it.
Yeah, awesome. But it's a complete rebuild from the PS1. Like a remaster of a PS3 games. You know, PS3 games still look good and run good. You know what I'm saying? It's still pretty close to what we're getting now. They're not that far off, you know. But if you try to replay Final Fantasy IX, the PlayStation 1 edition, you might not like it. You know, graphically, the way it moves, it might just feel wonky. You know, it just might be outdated to what we're used to now. You know, but a complete overhaul. You know, it's like me. I would love a Metal Gear Solid overhaul with today's graphics. What? I will buy that shit day one. I will buy, if they let me stop. Let's say if they made a PlayStation Pro Metal Gear Solid bundle, I will buy it.
Yeah.
Not because of the power, it's because of Metal Gear, because I'm a Metal Gear fanboy.
You have a better chance of getting a pachinko machine for that one.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? But anyway, so we'll go on. So we'll start with Kratos. Well, how about you? What you felt about Tokyo Game Show?
Man, I enjoyed it. I stayed up freaking 3 o'clock in the morning, man. I seen that Zone of the Enders. That had me kind of lit up, man. I can't wait for that.
And that's VR enabled, right?
Yeah. I don't know, man. I was shocked. I wasn't expecting the PSX, but at the same time, they showed a bunch of games that we didn't know about. So I mean, that just kind of, like JayBari said, it solidifies Sony in the history books of being able to squash any competitor when it comes to gaming. They are the gods of gaming.
Facts.
Damn. All right. So
Some
we're gonna
bold statements there, brother.
Yeah, he's doing it,
man. It's just the facts, man.
He's doing it, man. You can only talk about 4K textures for so long,
right? All day.
As the voice of Xbox, we got. That's all we got.
This guy is voice of Xbox.
That shit don't bother me, man. That's why you gotta own them all, bro. So you can be a true god.
You could be untouchable.
Yeah.
Yeah, my man all day's polygamous.
You say what?
my man's humping everything. Switch.
Oh yeah, I'm fucking everything, bro.
Yeah. All he needs is a PC chick on the side.
No, I got my PC. As a matter of fact, I've been on that kind of lately too.
Oh, did you? Are you?
Yeah.
You been on that PUBG?
Nah, man. Nah.
I've been on that, man.
Nah, I don't like playing shit like that by myself, G.
Yeah.
I don't really see too much fun in that. But
that's true,
I got a crew.
You gotta have a
I'm
crew.
down.
Yeah, you gotta have a crew.
All right. So my man, Craig Harris, voice of Xbox. How you felt about Tokyo Game Show?
Like I said, I was surprised. The Earth Defense Force that looked interesting. Looked a little bit busy.
Oh my god!
But it looked fun to play. For me, it's by far they showed Detroit Become Human. That's a day one buy for me. The English version, not the Japanese version. Gran Turismo looking like it's shaped to be really good. So good for the people that are going out to buy that. I know Porter Rock. I know that's not your game. I saw your Porto's Point yesterday. So,
nah, that's my stuff. You know that, Craig. That's me all day.
Don't ever ask me to review a racing game because that shit's gonna get a 1 out of 10.
Now I know what I'm getting you for Christmas.
I don't care what. You getting me that for Christmas? You're getting me some very expensive toilet paper, bro.
Right. You wipe your ass with a disc. Oh,
yeah.
Bloody.
I'm day one. Detroit Become Human day one, and Final Fantasy. I mean, that Final Fantasy 9 is my. I did this podcast today. That's my favorite Final Fantasy. Nothing against 7, but I thought Final Fantasy 9 was really, really good. So,
well, that's only because it came after 8, and 8 was terrible.
Oh yeah, 9 was really good though.
I like 8 too.
You like 8? Oh man, okay, you're done. I'm gonna mute you. You're done. You're done for the night. You're done for the night. You're done. The voice of Xbox is done.
Eight had a cool protagonist, but I wasn't.
The concept was nice, you know, the gun blade and you know the design of the characters. It just sucked.
It was more like a love story with 8.
I was like, oh.
Yeah, it's not a story, man. Come on.
Oh man, it was terrible. All right, so now we got the man, the nerd, the funny nerd. What's going on, brother? What you like about Tokyo Game Show?
So there were two things that stood out to me the most. One is a game that most people are going to pass on, but I have heard so much about that game for the longest time. It's going to be the remake of Shadow of the Colossus because I never played that game and people fucking praise that game.
You never played Shadow of Colossus?
No,
Oh man, you've been exposed, dog. That's it. You're gonna have videos on you now.
You know,
you got exposed.
So much time in a day, and I actually owned that game a few times now. It's just on the backlog forever. So next year I have no excuse. It's gonna be on the PS4. And
I'm gonna be serious. I'm gonna say one thing. If this is gonna be the first time you're gonna play Shadow of Colossus, you are a lucky man.
I know,
because on the PS2 that shit ran crazy. That shit was too big. That game was way too big for the PlayStation 2. Like you would get huge frame rate drops, but the game was fantastic, even with the frame rate drops.
It was my game of the generation, bro.
Yes, that game was so amazing. So I'm gonna tell you, brother, you are about to experience something that's gonna put a lot of games to shame, and you're gonna play it in its most beautiful form.
Sorry, you guys are doing exactly what everybody else does, man. You're hyping this too much.
No, bro. I don't know what I don't know.
It was that good though. Seriously,
I don't know how else to put it. It's unique.
Yeah, Shadow of Colossus is crazy, bro. Period.
Yeah. That game was way beyond what the PS2 can handle.
Yeah,
and it was still amazing. It's a fantastic game. So I'm gonna say you are a lucky dude that you're gonna play this for the first time.
Big winner, right? I guess it brings some love from everybody here, eh?
Yeah, definitely. You definitely gotta play it.
The other one which is much smaller game. It's an indie title, the side scroller one, the beat 'em up, Hidden
Dragon's Crown, baby.
Yeah.
No, the Hidden Dragon Legend one. That looks different.
Isn't that out already?
Yeah, but they were showing it there. Right?
Oh, they showed it. Okay.
It's also now out already.
Yeah,
people were buying it all today on my Twitter feed all day. Where like everybody's getting the same wallpaper on PlayStation.
Yeah. I saw AJ Felton playing that. I was like, man, that game looked nice. That Hidden Dragon.
Oh, Dragon's Crown. I got that on the Vita on the PlayStation 3. I'm gonna have to triple dip and get on the PlayStation.
Yeah. So what's up with that? It's there's Dragon's Crown Pro. So what is this? Just a remaster of?
Dragon's Crown? They remastered everything, and for the PS4 Pro, it's gonna be 4K and all that stuff. But it also is gonna be cross play between all the PlayStation platforms.
Oh, so all right, damn! Because I bought it on PS3 and shit. Because I played the shit out of that game.
I got it for the Vita. But I'm buying it again because that was a good game. I like Vanillaware.
Hold up. So, but they were individual cells, right? It wasn't a cross buy. They weren't cross buy, right?
No, it wasn't cross buy, but it was cross play.
Okay. Time. Oh man, I don't play my PS3 no more.
They might have gave it away free on PS3 one time. I don't remember, but
I don't remember.
So by the end of this generation, you won't need a PlayStation 3 anymore, right? Every game is going to be on the PlayStation 4.
You think so?
The way it's going, we're gonna get Vanquish and Bayonetta next.
Oh yeah, but you have to buy them shit.
Oh well, yeah.
I'll take Vanquish and I didn't finish Bayonetta 1 because it was so bad on PS3. Bayonetta 2, I love that joint on the Wii U. That was like probably one of the best games. 2014, I think it was. But Vanquish, I want to get that too.
Yeah, I hope they put Bayonetta 2 on the Switch because I never got a chance to play Bayonetta 2 because I didn't buy that shit.
Yo, Bayonetta.
I wasn't gonna do it.
Hey!
I wasn't gonna do it.
Easy, man. Take it easy.
I wasn't gonna do it. I was not gonna encourage Nintendo's bullshit.
That's
you know what I'm saying?
Best games for you, bro.
I wasn't gonna do it. I wasn't. No, it's principle. Nintendo had to know they fucked up. They had to know. I had to let them know. Like I ain't doing it. Not doing it. Now the Switch, they're doing good with the Switch. I like what they're doing with the Switch. At first, I was suspect. But ultimately, they made a decent product, so I could feel that. And the games are coming.
The Wii U is a better console than the Switch.
Oh, stop! You're mute too. So now we got Craig and JayBari muted. Y'all done. How is it a better console?
I'm just saying. Look at the console overall. I'm not talking about the games or anything. Let's look at the console overall.
You sound like an Xbox dude. You can't
communicate with your friends or have some type of interaction with you.
Dude, who cares? I have no friends on Nintendo. I
The
don't
Switch,
care.
the only thing you can really do is just look at what other people's playing.
My friends are the games. Those are my friends. It's the games. Those are my best friends. I got real life friends in the bar. I don't need more friends. No, I'm just playing. I see what you're saying. But here's my thing. I understand what you're saying. But to me, all these services, chat, freaking refunds, share play, you can name everything PlayStation and Xbox does. All those things are there to reinforce the games.
You gotta
have the games first. The games come first.
You gotta have.
I'd rather have no party chat than to have party chat and no games. I could give a shit about party chat. I'll fucking Discord. I don't care.
You need to be playing something
to have the game first. That's the priority above anything else. Then you can add all that extra shit.
Oh, so we trying to say that Phil Spencer's doing a bad job? That's
blah, blah, blah. We'll talk about that. We'll talk about. He got promoted, so he's doing something good.
Yo, I said that on Twitter. I said,
he got promoted.
You guys would rather talk about Phil Spencer's promotion than hey, where's the game?
He got promoted, so that's more controllers.
I got a lot to say on that.
All right, we'll talk about. We'll see about that. We'll see about that. I'm glad all day's here. All right, so it's all right, and of course I left this guy on last on purpose because he's gonna come out with some petty shit. What's going on all day? What you thought about TGS?
Oh man, I mean, shit, I don't know if I didn't even stay up, bro. I was like, man, hey man, somebody DM me something. You know what I mean? I'm going to sleep. I couldn't stay up.
Oh, you didn't get you didn't recap or anything?
I got a little recap. The only thing I'm really excited for that I've heard about. Fucking Zone of the fucking Enders, bro.
Oh hell yeah!
Zone of the Enders, Dragon's Crown, and Dissidia, man. Because I was on the Vita. I used to have it on the Vita.
Oh, is that VR only? Zone of the Enders?
No, it's VR enabled.
Enabled.
Yeah, it has support. So yeah.
So yeah, those are a couple things. Code Vein looks I'm kind of getting more interested in that game, bro.
Code Vein look lit.
Yeah, Code Vein looks dope. What else did I see? I think that was it that I was interested in. I see Nino Kuni. I don't know, bro. Like that first one was dope. I don't think they can recreate that magic again.
Oh, there's no Ghibli in there, but
yeah, that's the only thing. I don't know. I'm kind of iffy
one of the greatest stories, man. That's one of the best games last gen. Yo.
It had the same style. It had like the same style. Remind me of like like House Moving Castle and what's the other one? What's that dude's name that make all them anime movies?
Miyazaki?
Yeah. That's what Nino Kuni reminds me of.
Well, that's because the first one, it was all through Ghibli. They did the animation for it.
Oh, see, that's why. See,
behind it, yeah. Now, the second one, they're not, but still, level 5, man. Between the soundtrack and the animation, they always do great work.
Yeah, level 5 is good.
So, Detroit, I don't know, man. There's so many tall tale games out there and point and click Disney adventure games, man. I don't know, man. I don't know.
Detroit, a stream game.
Yeah.
That's definitely a big streamer's game. Definitely. I like it because I like Quantum Dream.
Because I got kind of burnt. Games. I got kind of burnt with. I didn't really like Beyond Two Souls at all.
What?
Coming from Heavy Rain to play that, I didn't like it, bro.
Yeah.
Well, Heavy Rain was really good.
Yeah, Heavy Rain.
I know a lot of some people didn't like it, but I'm like, man, this is like, and I know they'd be like, oh, there's so many plot holes. I'm like, well, he's not freaking, a Hollywood fucking writer. He's not gonna, he's not Christopher Nolan now. Like,
let me ask y'all this. So all the VR stuff that was showing the support for this platform, you guys are not a little bit excited for that? Yo, VR got some crazy ass games. JayBari have on pre-order, by the way, and I will be streaming. That is coming out here, man. We got the Impatient, Bravo team.
Yeah.
Yo, Spartans dropped. Yo, there's mad stuff. The Zone of the Enders is
all out. JayBari, there's no excuse. We need a SOCOM. Fuck that other shit.
I mean, it's similar vein, but
Zipper Interactive disbanded. Yeah, right? They're not together no more.
But I can see them giving it to another team. I can see another team taking it up. So that's one of the most requested games out there.
I know. The only thing
they hear us. They hear us.
The only thing I'm nervous about. This is what I'm saying nervous about is the nostalgia factor. Because remember, this game was at its height back in the PS2 days. We didn't have Call of Duty. We didn't have Battlefield, at least the popularity. And then you throw in Destiny, Call of Duty's doing a resurgence, The Division.
I'll be right back.
You know what I'm saying? So would SOCOM survive now?
I think you can.
Or they have to do something different.
No, let me tell you why it's gonna. It could survive. You got games like Tom Clancy, Ghost Recon, The Wildlands that sold gangbusters. Everybody's still playing it. It was on the chart for like freaking months and months, and it has that basically that same essence.
Yeah,
well,
that was my SOCOM fix for a while. So we understand that the reason the SOCOM, I mean, it died. Think about it. When they released the last one on the PS3, that's right around the same time that the hack happened, and and the whole online thing went down for pretty much a whole summer. So that was dead. That was it. That was it. That's the only thing that killed that.
That major shutdown really screwed over SOCOM.
Yeah.
Yeah,
so
man,
I think
I bought the Bluetooth and all that for that, man.
Dude, I even had I bought that PlayStation monitor with the 3D glasses.
Oh, the 3D monitor.
Yeah, I bought that specific for that game because I wanted to play SOCOM in 3D, and I did for a while until it went down, man. Until the network went down, and that was it. I boxed that shit up, and that was it. I mean, nobody's gonna wait a whole summer to play a game, but you got guys. You got guys that wait a whole year to get games. So,
damn,
shots fired.
Gotta take that shot, bro. I gotta get that shot. I like that.
Shots fired. So,
okay, so all right. So is that through? Anybody else want to touch on Tokyo Game Show?
No,
VR is lit.
All excited.
Yeah. So on that VR, I will say this:
it's $299. It's $299. No excuse. No excuse, Puerto Rock.
Well, no. It's $199. There you go. There's my excuse. Anyway, no, but seriously. But I will have to say this: Sony is doing a much better job supporting VR than what Microsoft did with Kinect. Because there's like to this day, I look back at Kinect, all I could think about is Dance Central.
Yeah,
that's really it.
Two games. That's it.
Yeah. I used to play that game a lot in the beginning when I first got the Xbox One. We played with my friends online and challenge them. Kinect Sports Rivals.
That's it. Like there was, but like there was no much game support to that thing.
Yeah.
They hardly had anything. Like, but with VR, I'm seeing like games all the time coming out for this thing. Yeah. And when you think about it, they're technically exclusives because some of these don't even come out on the Oculus Rift or the Vive.
Yep.
They're just on PlayStation VR, and I'm like, holy shit! It's like it's like a library within itself of games.
They gotta support it too because people downplay it a lot because there's so many PlayStation 4 sold in the world, right? But supposedly only 1 million VR, which means there's 1 million people thirsty for VR games out there. Whatever they put out, maybe even if half of the people cop it, it's 500,000 copies of whatever games you put out.
Yeah, I think the only thing that's really holding back VR at this point is the price.
Yeah, I agree with that.
But I also think that's why they went ahead and dropped the price ahead of time. They were like, look, here it's $299 and it includes the camera. I mean, that was the excuse before. It was $499.
$499 is a lot.
And it didn't have the camera. It didn't have, now it includes everything, $299. It's getting harder and harder to have that excuse. I can see this holiday season, them coming out with a bundle with the PlayStation Slim, the PSVR, all in the bundle, and they're selling it for $400. Oh, wow. I can see that. I can see
incredible. That would be cool.
Yeah.
What I also think holds back VR though, it's the amount of games we got to play now.
But look, you got Fallout 4. That's
I mean regular games.
Yeah.
What?
I mean like regular games. Like the reason I don't have VR yet is because I have so many games from this year alone to play.
That's true.
They're just regular. If I buy the VR, something's on the shelf.
Yeah, you backlog. That's the problem that the PlayStation guys have right now. Is that backlog
No, because I got Super Hot, I got Spark that I didn't even start up yet because I'm currently playing Ys 8. Yeah. And then Marvel dropped, and then I was playing Dragon Ball Fighter Z beta. It was massive. Yeah.
And I'll say this: if you're a big RPG fan on the PlayStation, you're really hurting. Because those games takes a while to beat and play, especially if you like to do a lot of stuff. Yeah. Your backlog will be forever.
Oh yeah,
like just infinite.
You can't start an RPG. You can't at all, and ever be able to buy new games because they're just gonna sit there collecting dust.
We need to add an 8th day to this schedule because this is ridiculous.
Yeah, it's crazy.
But it's a good problem to have, though, guys. It's a great problem to have for the PlayStation.
So I'm gonna use this as a segue to the next topic, right? And the segue is, so we just got through Tech Week Game Show, but the onslaught doesn't end here because in about 2 months we got the PlayStation Experience, where we're gonna get even more new announcements and maybe some new remasters, maybe some more PlayStation 1 games being remade or some remakes. So we're not gonna hear new announcements for Xbox games till like June of next year. They don't have anything. Microsoft doesn't do anything. They
Wait
just
to E3.
Yeah. While Sony's just piling on, like it's to the point where we're being overwhelmed. Like we're looking at ourselves, like you just funny nerd. January alone is like, what are they thinking? But I look back, there's no other place to put it because there's still going to be more games down the line in 2018. You still got God of War, Spider-Man. You still got Detroit Being Human. You got Days Gone. There's really no really good spot to put games in anymore. Everything's flooded. So what do y'all think about this onslaught of just games on the PlayStation? And will this onslaught overwhelm, what Microsoft's trying to do with the Xbox One S? While they're trying to send the message, hey, we got this powerful system, and Sony's like, you don't even have enough lives on this earth to play what we're about to give you. So what do you think about that?
The finishing move. I'm telling you, PSX is that finishing move. They're going to go ahead and put that dirt on the Xbox face, put that dirt in the ground, go ahead and cover it up, because you got to realize it. This year was just a tease of what they could do if they really wanted to. They could have launched even more games, but they didn't. And then Tokyo Game Show just show you even more games that's coming out. There is a game for any kind of gamer out there. If you don't like sports, it doesn't matter. I mean, if you like RPGs, it doesn't matter what category you like. Sony has it for you, and they have them in droves. I think this year, Sony said that they were going to distinguish themselves from the competition, and they weren't going to go and try to spend all the money to get the most powerful this, the most powerful that. They said, we have the studios, we have the games, we're going to let the games do the talk. The people have spoken. They want games. They don't care about anything else. Nintendo heard that, and they gave you the games and not the hardware. And Microsoft's going with a different strategy. We'll see come this holiday which strategy is the best one.
Interesting. Hey, funny nerd, what's going on? How you feel about this? I know you excited. So what's going on? Because I see you still got plenty of shelf space for more games. What's going on?
We know that Sony held back at E3. Yeah. They definitely held back at Tokyo Game Show there. Are they going to unleash it at PSX, or are they still going to hold it back again and wait for next year? Like you just said there, they have so many games already announced that we know of that we need dates, right? Concrete dates.
Yeah. And
there's a lot of third-party games only for one side, right? So like the third-party thing, like Neo, for example, that only comes for the PlayStation. So I don't know. I got mixed feelings with PSX. Like, I don't want to get my hopes up and expect all these Japanese games to drop, and then they give us the same as E3, which is still very exciting because we get the dates for the show, for the games. But at the same time, if they want to go and just completely destroy the Xbox One X launch, right? Get everybody hyped to the moon. So it depends what kind of strategy you're gonna go with. They could potentially announce 50 new games for us, and then what? Who wants another console?
Yeah. Hey, great points. Hey, to move on, I want to say, hey, we got 68 watching right now, so please hit the like button. Everybody in the chat is beautiful, is gorgeous in there. We talking games, and I appreciate everybody who's watching us live and stuff. So just hit the like button. If you're new to this, subscribe. I appreciate the family that's joining us. Now, to touch on the point that you said, Funny, and you made a great point. Is Sony gonna go all out this PSX? I'm going to, and this is just my assumption, I'm going to assume yes, and I will tell you why. I think what happened after the last PSX, right, when they just came with an onslaught of games, and yet there was no other, how would you say, all right, so like E3, right? Everybody's at E3. Xbox, Nintendo, Activision, everybody's talking about everything in that 1 week period, right? But at PSX, it was all about Sony. There was nobody else interfering with the news and information they pushed out. All the new titles, the games, that was what the media outlet was talking about. Everybody was just talking about PlayStation and nothing else, right? That hype fed into this year. That's how this year kicked off. This year kicked off the hype of PSX, and you see how this year's been turning. Once everybody saw the games PSX showed, that fed into the 2017 narrative that PlayStation is just killing it with exclusives. I think Sony might be trying to repeat that. Like, why should we make E3, which is shared by everybody, the biggest event for us, when we could make PSX the biggest event and nobody else is around?
Exactly.
There's nobody talking about anything. You know what I'm saying? And that feeds right into 2018. 2018 kicks off, and the question is, what does the competitors have to stop it? Nothing, because Nintendo doesn't do a show either.
Yeah.
You know, if they go with that strategy, then I want to get hyped on Shenmue 1, 2, the HD remakes, right?
Yeah.
Trails of Cold Steel 1 and 2. Definitely want to see some The Last of Us 2. That will throw everybody off.
That's gonna kill it.
If they show gameplay,
yeah. How about Final Fantasy 7 remake? We haven't seen that this year at all.
I don't know. Square Enix pisses me off. They're taking way too long.
They saving that for PSX. They saving that for PlayStation.
Ooh, that would be.
Boy is gonna be there.
I will be there.
Oh man, it's gonna be a move. Trust me.
Man.
Y'all gonna see me and Barry on live streaming on camera, crying with tears and snot running down our face.
I would love to go there this year. Oh my God.
If you're a PlayStation fan, man, I implore you to try one of these years to go to PlayStation 3. Yo, it would change your mindset and just viewing this gaming alone. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I have calmed down from my trolling ways. Like I still do it, but you know what I mean? It's just like, yo, it's a completely different environment, yo. It's people that want to play games, that's excited for PlayStation. You just meeting mad devs left and right. Neil Druckmann is walking around. You see him right there at the buffet. I'm like, what the fuck is going on out here?
Exactly.
And
I'm excited for it, man. I can't wait.
And they're gonna drop a God of War 4 date on us too, right?
Well, they already didn't.
Possible.
There's no date.
Okay.
But it's gonna be March.
Early. They said early.
It's gonna be March because all the God of War so far has been March.
Yo, matter of fact,
Spider-Man?
Sean Layden, he confirmed that everything that was shown at E3 was coming out early 2018.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah.
That means they got even more huge games that's coming out for the rest of the year.
I would put Spider-Man if I would peg God of War at March, because so far all the other ones been March, to include the handhelds.
Mm-hmm.
So just for the sake of, just this franchise, and I think they will keep that same date just for tradition's sake.
Mm-hmm.
So if they will put that game in March, I could peg Spider-Man Mayish.
Yeah.
May, June-ish timeframe.
You got Yakuza 2 Kiwami, Yakuza 6 next year.
Yakuza 6 next year. Dragon Quest, not an exclusive no more, but that's
But
it's on Nintendo, right?
That's
it's on the Switch.
Yeah.
But that was bound.
Is it on the Switch? I don't think it's on the Switch. I think it's on 3DS.
Oh, 3DS?
I don't know. It's on everything. 3DS, PS4, and Switch.
Yeah.
Oh, so it's coming on Switch.
But I can see that. I can see all the Japanese consoles are doing good, getting Dragon Quest.
Yeah, they're gonna drop their games next year like they did this year. It was just like one after another. They said that's the way it's gonna line up for next year.
Jeez.
Into E3, where I think you'll get your Last of Us announcement. You'll get something about a possible new system at next year's E3. So that they're working on it.
I think PSX next year will be the debut of the PS5. They will start
2018.
Yes.
Too soon.
Even they may not show it, but they're gonna definitely start talking about it. They're gonna start ramping it up, man.
I only think the only reason Sony will show off PlayStation 5 if Xbox really is picking up in Steam in this latter half of the generation. You know what I mean? If they're not picking up Steam, I don't see what's the reason.
I don't see. I'm telling you, I don't see One X picking up that much. Yeah, I'm not saying that it's gonna do bad. In my mind, I am imagining what a $500 console is going to sell like, and it isn't what most Xbox dudes are thinking. It's not going to fly off the shelf and become the #1 selling console.
I agree with you, Puerto Rock,
for the next 12 months.
I agree with you, but not because of that reason. The reason I don't think it's going to fly off the shelf is because people are going to say, I'm only gonna be able to play the same games that I already had for the last 4 years. There is nothing new for me to play.
Well, that's one
on this thing. That's the problem. It's about the games.
Yeah,
if they had the amount of games that Sony had, I'm not gonna lie, this thing is gonna fly off the shelf. I mean, seriously.
I know it's bad to give anecdotal evidence, but if I myself am not picking up the One X. I don't see a lot of people picking up the X.
It's not going to be as much as people think. It's $500 when you could play Call of Duty for $200. That's what I'm trying to tell people.
Listen, to buy the X.
4K textures ain't worth $300.
Michael Pachter said it perfectly, and I keep saying this. People don't realize it. You can get a Switch and a PlayStation 4 Slim for the price of the for the price of the X. And in both ecosystems, you have all the buffet of games at your disposal.
And I don't want people to confuse my sentiment. I'm not saying it's not worth getting it. If you want the very best, most powerful console, fine. You can afford it, you can get it. That's not what I'm saying. I'm not saying that anyone's wrong for getting the One X. I'm not saying that. What I'm trying to say is the average Joe gamer, the Joe and Jane gamer, in 2017 is not going to pay $500 for a console. You know what I'm saying? If they don't own an Xbox One or a PS4 now, they're not going to drop $500 4 years later from the original console launch. They're going to go grab $200 and they're going to finally play the current gen of consoles for $200. They're not going to drop $500 on the first try halfway into the gen. If they were that type of people, they would already own an Xbox One or a PS4 2-3 years ago. But they didn't, because console gaming is not that important to them to have the latest and greatest day one. And that's what I'm trying to tell people. If the first console they're going to buy is an Xbox or PS4, finally, after 4 years, it's not going to be a $500 one. It's not. It's going to be the cheap one. Because if they were really all about the very best, then what are they playing now? If they don't own an Xbox One or a PS4 right now, what are you playing on? The PS3 still? Then obviously you don't care about the best if you're still playing on a PS3 or on a tablet or on the Wii U or something weaker. They're not going to drop 5 bones on the first fly 4 years into the gen. They have no interest in investing in console gaming like that. I'm not gonna
lie, guys.
Right now,
2017 killed the momentum of the X. If they had momentum going into the holiday season with games and momentum, it would have been one thing, but they have zero momentum. I mean, all the talk is about Sony, Tokyo Gaming, Tokyo Gaming Show, PSX, VR, all these new games, the Switch, Mario, all these new games coming out. Nobody's talking about the X. Nobody. They have no games for them to be talking about. So I think that's really the problem. It's a software problem, not a hardware problem for Microsoft. Until they solve that software problem, which, like Phil Spencer said, you can expect some new games within 2 to 3 years. Until then, I mean, just enjoy your multi-plats if that really is that going to do it for you.
Hey, I want to address. I got my man C Trigger. He made a comment. I just want to address this one comment. So he said, if I am to believe the podcast, one bad year of exclusives erases all previous years and upcoming games forever. Well, you know what? It kind of does. I'm going to explain why. So a person who bought a PS4 in 2016 or bought a PS4 last month, do they have any idea that the PS4 had a drought or sparse or whatever during the first 2 years? They don't, because they weren't part of it. That's the thing. A lot of people who don't own Xbox One and thought about getting one this year, all they hear is it has no games, and all they hear is PlayStation 4 has games. You see it in the sales. It's not like we seeing it. The console can't even sell 100K anymore. Yeah, it's not selling 100,000 anymore.
The thing is too, you also got to look at this is the 4th year the Xbox One is in. Where's the progression? It's getting lower and lower. It's not like you had a whole bunch of exclusives in the first place. You know what I mean?
It's supposed to be more. It's like you start out low, and as year and year go by, you build up your library and you ramp up more games. And
they ramped down. They ramped it down.
It's going the opposite way. You don't go into the 4th year with less games than you had year 2. That doesn't make sense.
You know what's funny? When people look at exclusives, especially the early years of the generation, when it comes to PlayStation, they always just look at it as first party, but ignore all the third-party exclusives that's dropping throughout the whole year, where they're like, oh, PlayStation ain't got no games. But it's a whole bunch of third-party. When Microsoft, when it comes to exclusive, it's third-party, it's second-party, it's first-party.
The first year was not like that. I bought the Xbox One before I bought the PlayStation 4.
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys can see here, but I got it twice. So I got the bundle that came with Titanfall 1. Super hyped for that one. I got a special edition, huge box, right? But it didn't come with the physical disc. So I went around and I bought a physical version of the disc too. And we got at the first year, you had a lot more games on the Xbox One than you had on the PlayStation 4. They just didn't keep the momentum. Now, if the One X had Ori 2 exclusive to it, I'd buy the One X.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yo, Titanfall 1 was such a great game, but it was such a disappointment because that community killed that game in a matter of a month.
Yeah.
That game was dead in a month, yo. It was bad. I was like, what?
That game was the lack of a single player story mode.
But look, they got
multiple
the single player. They got the single player and still didn't support it. So,
but now the first one sold 11 million copies. They burnt that chance. You only get a chance to make a first impression once.
Yeah.
Here's my thing. So I remember on the multiplayer podcast I think it was Xbox Beastfire. So a long time ago, we were talking about Titanfall and Dealer Gaming and T Reaper was there, right? Now T Reaper, he's an Xbox dude, but for whatever reason, he is like brutally honest. Like it's just in him. He just says what's on his mind, and that's it, right? Yeah. So of course, me and Dealer were arguing about games exclusive, whatever, and he brought up Titanfall 1, and T Reaper just came out of nowhere. Well, nobody plays the game, and the Dealer Game is like, what the fuck are you talking about? The game's amazing, whatever. He's like, no, watch, I'm gonna log on right now. See, only 1,700 people playing, and I love Titanfall, but nobody plays it. And I'm like, oh, so we want to brag about games that don't. Yo, you could hear it in Dealer's voice. He was pissed. He was like that. He will tell you the truth.
That game, man. They don't play the game.
No. Here's my thing. I think Titanfall 2 was doomed on Xbox from the start because I don't think a lot of Xbox gamers liked the first one. Like the YouTube content creators,
they boycotted it.
Praise it.
They boycotted that game because it ended up coming on the PlayStation.
No, but I'm saying the game was doomed from the start, even before that.
Yeah.
Because the reason why I say the YouTube content creators hyped Titanfall 1, right?
Yeah.
But when T Reaper told me only 1,700 people were playing it, that only told me out of like the 4 million sales on Xbox, only 1,700 people playing it. That just tells me they didn't like the game. So if they didn't like this game, those same 4 million people are not going to buy the sequel.
Yeah, if
you didn't like the first, you're not going to bother with the sequel.
It got dead quick because I remember I pre-ordered that game, bought the season pass, and then a month later, they was giving away the season pass free because there was so much people that it just cut off. Like nobody was playing it. And I was pissed. I was like, yo, I paid $25 for the season pass. And then a month later, give it away free. Like, what the hell is going on here?
Yeah. So I don't think that game, even though like if you listen to the content creators, they hyped Titanfall 1, but I don't think Xbox community actually liked the game. I don't think they enjoyed it.
They wasn't playing it.
I think the majority wasn't playing it. So when the sequel came out, it wasn't about, because I refuse to believe 30 million gamers got butthurt over a comment of Green Disc isn't sexy. I refuse to believe that. I refuse to believe it got boycotted because of Green Disc. I think the majority just didn't like the franchise.
You'll be surprised.
But not 3-4 million. Like, there's not that many people. There's not that many Xbox fanboys. Like, Phil Spencer only has like 300,000 people following him.
Exactly.
So there isn't that many. You don't got millions paying attention to this shit. I just don't think they like it. What happened?
Titanfall 2 didn't do well overall, like platform.
Well, it wasn't going to do well on it wasn't going to do that good on PlayStation because it was competing about, there's like 100 games dropping around the same time. We got to realize, guys, on the PlayStation, on the Sony side of things, they drop games they'll drop like 5 games this week. Next week another 10 games that come out. So you're going to have that casualty.
And then they also sandwich the game between Battlefield and Call of Duty. That's just so stupid.
Did you guys play it though? Because last year, that was the first one, the first-person shooter that I chose to go with first. That game has a story mode that's pretty awesome.
Titanfall 2?
Yeah.
The single player is phenomenal.
It's a huge upgrade from 1. Yo, it's a better first-person shooter than Call of Duty last year.
Definitely.
That's fact.
Yeah, it is. Because I played.
It's beautiful too, man.
On the
pro. You know what they think about Titanfall 2 is just how the community plays. Everybody camps. Everybody want to protect their KD. They don't want to use the abilities that the game put into, the devs put into the game and stuff like that. It was on Xbox. Everybody camped on Xbox, and everybody camped on PlayStation and Titanfall 2. And it just makes it boring. Where that KD
ratio is killing gaming.
Yeah, the matches just went time limit instead of, you know what I mean, you actually get to your goal.
There has to be a bigger emphasis on winning more than KD ratio in these shooters, because that's why I think this gen. That's why I'm not really into competitive competitive shooters, because of that damn KD ratio, man. Like they will sacrifice losing a game just to protect that KD ratio. Yeah. And I'm like, I want to win the match. I just don't want to come out loser and be like, well, I got a 3.1 kill day. I don't care. We lost. That's like you bragging about you hit 5 home runs, but you refuse to fucking, run down the field and catch a ball because you don't want to waste your energy because you want 5 home runs. We lost.
Exactly. You
know what I'm saying? Like that's what competitive multiplayer took away from me. I'm so over that KD ratio shit. Yeah. It's annoying.
I just played the first person campaign and that's it. I don't do the multiplayer. Yeah. No time for it.
But the campaign's amazing. The time shift part, that idea alone could be a game.
Yeah, that was dope.
That part was phenomenal.
The pacing,
back and forth in time, the puzzles that you could do going back and forth in time. I'm like, when I play that part, I'm like, this right here could just be a brand new franchise in and of itself. Yeah, like somebody needs to take this idea and steal it.
That was a fun story, man.
What attracted me to Titanfall the first time was the idea of working with the Titan, right? Being able to get in the Titan. And Titanfall 2, they force you to go through 7 different loadouts. So that was like the pinnacle of the game for me there. They really force your hand. You got to try everything they throw at you. You experience everything they want you to see throughout the whole campaign. It's a short one, maybe 7-8 hours, not even that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's absolutely fantastic. All right,
it was good.
So we're gonna move on to possibly the last topic, and this is where Nerd is gonna come in to make some money. So we all know about crossplay, right? Mm-hmm. The biggest bullshit I'm gonna call in history of gaming. All right, so let me set the tone first. So everybody should know by now, but if you're new to the channel and you're not up on what's going on, so Sony's pushing back on crossplay. So crossplay is pretty much crossplay. When we're talking about this topic, is actually crossplay between Xbox and PlayStation, because Sony has no problem cross-playing with PC, obviously, because we have lots of games that cross-play with PC. It's specifically with Xbox and PlayStation. So Sony's pushing back on crossplay with a lot of titles that many developers says if Sony greenlighted, they could do it right now. One example was Fortnite. They accidentally, or supposedly, quote unquote, accidentally enabled the crossplay feature. So now we know it's working. Rocket League is another one that supposedly, is ready for crossplay between Xbox and PlayStation and stuff like that. So the biggest advocates I've seen for crossplay is obviously coming from the Xbox community. All right. Mm-hmm. I think most of them are disingenuous, because a lot of the people that are for it that I see from Twitter and podcasts were the same people that trashed PlayStation Network 2 years ago and PlayStation Gamers 2-3 years ago, saying that we don't talk, we suck at shooters, our online network is laggy as shit, it's unsecured, all this shit. Now, as soon as this whole crossplay talk came in, now they're all about, oh man, I have lots of PlayStation friends I want to play with. I'm like, oh wow, did they hear you 2 years ago? They may not be your friends after we take your evidence to court. Yeah. So I wanted to hear from someone who's more Nintendo centric, because Xbox community threw Nintendo in this because of Minecraft. Because Nintendo said, yeah, they'll crossplay with Microsoft, with Xbox, with Minecraft, right? So of course, Xbox dudes jumped all over the net saying, look, Nintendo. But what I noticed, I haven't seen Nintendo fans bragging about it. Like, I looked at the Nintendo centric channels, they're not even caring. I don't even think they even know Minecraft on Switch. So I just want to talk to somebody that's more Nintendo centric. So Funny, give us your view. When you play the Switch, you're playing your Nintendo 3DS, you're doing all these things. Do you think about cross-playing with PlayStation or Xbox? Well, how do you feel about this whole cross-play thing from a Nintendo perspective?
Well, overall, cross-play would be great for gamers in general, right? Okay. It makes sense for gamers, but I understand the perspective of the companies. Now, when it comes to Nintendo, Minecraft doesn't really help. If we're talking about, let's say, Doom that's coming out for the Switch now, cross-play would be cool because a lot of people are going to be playing Mario. I want to play Doom. I'd love to play against somebody else on the other side. I don't want to wait for matches. Same thing now with Rocket League. How many people are going to be playing Rocket League or FIFA? Now the Switch is finally getting these AAA games that are multi-plat. I don't want to wait 10 hours for a FIFA match, right? And I'm going to be picking that up on the Switch, not on the other platforms.
Okay.
You know, having it on the go is great. So crossplay is great for us gamers. But at the same time, I think not having crossplay gives each company an edge if they are winning, right? Destiny's coming out right now, or The Division, or Anthem next year.
Yeah.
You want to risk waiting for a lobby for 3 hours, or do you want to go where everybody's playing? So if you want to go where everybody's playing, you got to buy my platform.
Okay.
So coming to the Switch side, open it up, buddy. Give us everything. Give us cross-play.
Okay. So now think of this, because you made some good points. You said that, you know, you'll be playing Doom while everybody else will be playing Mario. So is it because
I'll be playing Fire Emblem Warriors? Everybody else going to be playing Mario.
Okay. So is it because because like I said, I don't see much crossplay talk from pro Nintendo channels. I hardly see it. Is it because they don't give a shit about the multiplats that are also on Xbox and PlayStation enough to crossplay with them?
The games are there yet. If they had the games, they would want to play it.
Okay. All right. So how about everybody else? What do you guys think about this whole crossplay thing?
I think it's. I'm going to give my opinion. I think it's a bunch of crock. I think Microsoft looked and said, you know, hey, if we'll be able to pull this whole crossplay thing on, we'll be able to, you know, tell our investors we have, you know, an additional 60 million user engagement numbers. That's what I think they're trying to do. It that they really don't care. And the Xbox fanboys, they want it because they want to be able to play with the cool kids. That's just kind of what it is, you know. They want to be left out.
All right. So JayBari.
I think crossplay will be a cool idea to implement. I don't think it's going to happen as quickly as everybody wanted to happen, just due to policies and business wise. But my biggest thing about it is just how the fanboys perceive this notion that these Xbox guys are so superior when it comes to multiplayer games. I would give anybody that smoke over there. You know what I mean? Yo, like, my bad for bringing it up, but Bang Bang is a perfect example. When I had my Xbox and I was telling people, y'all, I'm having an open lobby for Titanfall. I'm this PlayStation RPG dude, but these dudes are running. They didn't want to come in my lobby. They was gonna get that work because they know I upload the gameplay of Titanfall, and they probably caught notice like, oh damn, this dude is pretty good. I don't want no 50 clip on me. You know what I mean? But I just think as far as Microsoft, they're definitely taking this, using it to their advantage to try and push and get more people to buy Xbox, to be that, oh, they're cross-play friendly. You know what I mean? And people would latch on to that stuff. You know what I mean? It's like, oh, I'm getting the Xbox because they're doing right for the gamer and all that stuff. But I just think it's more policy things rather than, oh, we're just gonna open everything up. You know what I mean? When it comes to PlayStation, at PlayStation, it doesn't really benefit them. Like I told people at the debate that I had with this guy, PlayStation is in a different business proposition than Microsoft. You know what I mean? PlayStation is their core, of Sony's, business structure. So all the business decisions that they make, it gotta be beneficial for PlayStation, and having PlayStation or Sony in a whole make money, for the company. You know what I mean? Where Microsoft, Xbox is not as, as important, to the whole Microsoft, business structure as, PlayStation is. So little things like, oh yeah, we'll do crossplay, we do this, we do that. You know what I mean? It's like, yo, they probably, I don't know if they lose money or nothing, but it's just like, it's whatever, man. We throw it at the wind, man. I don't know if this is going to be our last day at the job. Well, you know what I mean? Kind of shit. I don't know.
Yeah. Like for me, it goes either way. Like I understand, crossplay is good for gamers, good for gaming overall. I'm cool with that. That doesn't really bother me. Like to me, I'm indifferent to this, because to me, it's not going to make things better for me. It's not going to make things worse. So if it's enabled, it's enabled. If it's not enabled, it doesn't really matter. Because to me, at the end of the day, let's say if crossplay was enabled, it's not like we're going to be able to party chat with Xbox anyway. Because I don't do in-game chat no more. Like when I play a multiplayer game, I usually get my friends that are playing the same game, and we're in a party chat and we're talking to each other. So it's not like I'm going to be talking to the Xbox dudes anyway. It's not like we're going to be in-game server anyway. I mean, there's no skin off my back, but I understand from Sony's perspective why they're probably not going to do it. Because let's be honest, at the end of the day, popularity helps sell consoles. As you go 2, 3, 4, 5 years into the gen, Some people just buy consoles because all their friends have the same console. You know, rarely are you gonna buy the opposing console when all your friends and family have a specific one. You know, if all your friends have Xboxes, you're not gonna be like, oh, I got a PlayStation. They'll be like, cool, but you can't play with us then. You know, you're not gonna be able to rock out with us in Destiny. You're just gonna have to find your own crew on PlayStation to do it. You know, and vice versa. With PlayStation being the most popular console, odds are more often than not, your friends have PlayStation. So you're going to get a PlayStation to play Destiny with them, to play Call of Duty with them, to play 2K with them, you know? With crossplay, it takes away from that. You know, so you could buy an Xbox and people would be like, oh, shit, we got PlayStation. No, it's cool because this game is crossplay, so we'll still be able to play with each other. So I can still play my Xbox. You can still have your PlayStation, and we'll still have, you know, a good time together. And I don't think Sony wants that. Sony's like, nah, you want to play with PlayStation? You got to buy our shit. Don't buy their shit, buy our shit. And that's really what comes down to it.
Do you think Sony would sell less PlayStation 4s if they had crossplay? Do you think people would be like, all right, so I'm going to buy an Xbox One now since I can't crossplay with PlayStation 4? Does anybody buy a console thinking that way?
Yeah, because when you think about it, let's say a lot of people buy consoles, you know, because of very popular games, you know, for 2K, for Madden, you know, for Call of Duty. If you don't have to worry about, you know, if you don't have to worry about playing with your friends because you could play on any platform, then at that point, you know, it could be like, you know, I'm going to get me an Xbox because I want to try out Halo, and I don't have to worry about missing out on playing with my friends on PlayStation, you know?
Well, it's not only that. Well, let me tell you why they're not going to do it. I've said this before. Microsoft will use this as a way to backdoor into all the other games. They have a console coming out. You all have expressed it very well here with no exclusives. So they get wrapped over the knuckles all the time. How come we can't play 2K MLB The Show? How come we can't do this? Nothing is going to please Microsoft more than to be able to walk out on stage and say, you want to play MLB The Show? You don't need a PlayStation. You can now play that on our console.
No, that's not going to work like that.
That's the way crossplay would work.
No. That's not how it's going to work. Crossplay, both platforms have to have the game natively. So like Madden, yeah, that would be crossplay. But MLB The Show is only on PlayStation. Xbox doesn't have that. So you can't crossplay
but that's my point, though, Porter Rock. That's my point. They'll start over here at A. They'll start with Rocket League, okay? They'll start there. Then they'll say, oh, well, you did it with Rocket League. You need to do it for this game because we have all these people that want to play with you all. That's what they'll do.
Yeah, but the thing is, MLB won't be on Xbox at all. That's Sony's game. Rocket League's a third-party game.
You're answering my question. In order for it to be crossplay, they will push and push and push to get it.
But who?
What do you mean, but who?
Who's going to push
Microsoft.
it?
Microsoft would push to get that game.
They can't. They can't tell people that's
yes,
like that's
good.
no.
Yes,
They be like, we want MLB. Sony's gonna be like, you smoking crack rock.
Yeah.
Sony. I could counter. Fine, we'll give you MLB, but you got to give us Halo.
Well, no, that's
the same
what
thing.
Microsoft wants.
No, but you give us Halo. They're not gonna give them Halo. You get out of here.
I think it was Mike Ybarra at Gamescom. What did he say?
What?
He said, we are dedicated to get games we play everywhere on every console. We don't care. That's their goal.
I see what Craig's saying.
You're saying, but
they really have no boundaries. They don't really care. As long
but
as
Sony does though. Sony has boundaries.
That's why I said
they're not gonna give them their shit. Yeah. Sony's gonna be like, fuck you, motherfucker.
That's why I said the business.
You can't touch Kratos. You ain't getting Kratos.
Yeah.
And I say, and it's not like it's not happening now. Because just go on MLB The Show's timeline. They get nothing but hate from Xbox gamers saying why they can't play. And MLB The Show's like, you ain't getting this game.
Yeah, I don't disagree with what you're saying.
I think they have like an auto message at that point.
Yeah, but they won't start again. They won't start with MLB The Show. They'll start small. Then they'll creep up because they don't have no exclusive games. Look, I'm the voice of Xbox here. There's no exclusive games. Their fanboys are online crying. They're taking that and they're running with it. Oh, well, it's just the multiplats that matter now. That's why they took up that whole toe. So again, there's nothing that would please them more but again, they being Microsoft. to be able to come out on stage and say, oh, you know, you don't need a Nintendo system to play Mario anymore.
Oh, good luck with that one.
But I'm just saying that's their goal because it's a survival goal. You know, businesses have a 7 to 10 year business plan. Xbox's business plan is they need because
the reason I don't agree is because that plan is depending on things that they have no control over. They don't own Sony or Nintendo.
But they want them. Well, what did Reagan say? Mr. Gorbachev, tear down this wall. That's what Microsoft wants these other companies to do.
This is where Microsoft wants. I don't think like Microsoft necessarily want like the games per se, but they want people to play on their servers. They want people to play on like the cloud, Xbox.
They want the services. They want
look at what they do on Minecraft. You know what I mean? Minecraft, you got to log into Xbox Live for you to do crossplay.
Yeah,
that's where Microsoft get their bread and that's their bread and butter right there. Their servers. You know what I mean? The workforce uses it, and they're trying to integrate that stuff with gaming stuff now because gaming is getting huge. That's why they're pushing for all these service type games. But they want everybody on them servers, them Azure servers or whatever. You know what I mean? That's where they're going to talk about like, yo, look how much people was on our servers playing Xbox Live and this and that and that. That's what they want. I don't think they necessarily want MLB to show or none of that stuff. They just want people on their servers.
But they'll integrate it through not the interruption. They're funny, but you guys are right. They will integrate that through their servers. They will say, we need this app. You need this entry point to do it. So Kratos is right. They will run back and they will say, we now have access to 1 million new users. And they will walk out on stage and make no mistake about it. They will walk out on stage and say, you don't need these other consoles to play these games.
Oh, yeah.
In business. In business, they need it.
But
but I don't think they'll be able to impact first party though, because Sony would have to agree to that. Yeah, we're gonna put our game and develop it on your consoles.
Well, I tell you what, one thing.
Get the exclusives from Nintendo and Sony. They wouldn't give their competitive advantage to Microsoft.
That's what they want. Again, they're not gonna walk into your office and smack you in your face. They're gonna start on the first floor and they're gonna work their way up. They'll start with Rocket League. That's where they're starting.
Yeah, but Rocket League is a third party. Like, here's the thing.
But that's
like let's say like 8 years from now, you know, a lot of the multiplats are crossplay, and now Phil Spencer comes out, hey, you know, we think MLB The Show needs to be on Xbox, so we could crossplay, and you know, they start doing the thing you're talking about. The first reply people are gonna say, well, if you truly feel what you feel, put Halo on PlayStation first, and then we'll talk.
But you're right about that. They're not gonna do it.
They're not gonna do it.
I don't disagree with that. But you got to remember, Phil Spencer has said publicly, we would love to have a Mario game on our system. He's not. That's not a throwaway. Okay, well, that's not a throwaway line. They think by doing crossplay, they can get one. This is not about them.
I don't see how you correlate crossplay and getting a first-party IP on your platform as the same thing. Like, because
it's not where they start; it's where they want to finish. I'm looking at it where I see what you're saying as far as starting out. I agree with you. They would not start there. That's where they want to go, because as soon as you do one,
and here's the thing. Crossplay is not even really a Microsoft thing, because this all started out with Rocket League. They were the first ones to push it out. So this is more of a third party thing. They want some third party wants crossplay because it helps keep sustain their model. You know what I'm saying? Like
I agree with that.
That's why I think it's more third party. But I don't, and I know I see how Microsoft could take advantage of this, but I don't see how this leads to going from making multiplats crossplay to, okay, now we're gonna get your exclusives. And we're gonna find
because that's where they'll end up. Because that's where they'll end up when they get one foot in the door. They will push for the other stuff. Now you can say no. You're right. I'm not here to say that Sony and Nintendo or whoever wouldn't say no, but at that point they will come out. Look, they're bitching at the executive level on social media for crossplay, bitching about it. So they need it. It's no longer something about a want. Yes, it would be great for the players. They needed to survive going forward. You all chronicled. They got no game.
I get the whole crossplay thing. I get what you're saying. What I'm saying is that door doesn't lead to the house of exclusives. That's a different address. It's not even the same. It's not even the same state. So
but that's
I don't see how getting crossplay leads to the path. Or now we'll be able to get some of these first party IPs. Because what you're saying is Microsoft is going to try to find a way to get Sony to make games for them. I don't see how that's possible.
Okay, well, look at it militarily. You got an objective to get to. You're not going to go straight there. You're going to pick off the little ones at first to wear everything down. That's Microsoft has already done this. This is kind of
but here's the thing: when we get to the objective, we're gonna kill you. Microsoft's not gonna unless Microsoft buys out Sony. I don't see Naughty Dog making a game for Xbox unless Microsoft buys them. That's the only way. Microsoft will have to buy Sony. Like, I think we're looking. This is our game now.
I think I agree with what I think we agree with each other. It's just I'm looking at it long term.
But even
short term,
even 10 years from now, Sony's still gonna make games for their platform. Crossplay has nothing to do with their platform. Yeah, I don't see how. The only way I can see Microsoft do it is if they have to buy Sony. Like, hey, as of this morning, we bought Sony, so yeah, The Last of Us 2 is on Xbox. That I get. I understand.
Well, I wouldn't be. Yeah, well, I'm not saying. Well, you're right. You brought up Rocket League. We can move on, but we brought up Rocket League. That's where it would start. Oh, you did Rocket League. Why don't you do this? Oh, you did that. Why don't you? That's what it would be like. Okay, because they're in a position. You guys are right. Microsoft is in a position where they need it. Okay, there's a difference in wanting it and needing it. They need it. They wouldn't be bitching at an executive level for it if they didn't need it. They need it.
Well,
and Sony is crazy. Nintendo would be crazy to do it.
Yeah, but
I could understand.
For that to happen, Sony and Nintendo would have to have something to gain. There's nothing to gain there unless there were 200 million Xbox in the world. But as long as they're still Sony has the advantage on the market, they already hold the competitive advantage. There's nothing for them to gain by allowing their first party games to not only be played but now be sold to Microsoft. That's a slippery slope fallacy there, but it's like it's one of the
look at you. It's so like shit, and Nintendo still didn't put their games on fucking Sony. You bugging. Them guys will rather burn and crash than to put a Mario IP on an Xbox or PlayStation. You're gonna be like, hell no, we rather just go out of business and die.
Well, that doesn't mean Microsoft won't push to get it once they get in the door.
I mean, but push what? Like what? Make a tweet? That doesn't mean anything. That doesn't like what first person tweets out. Man, I really would love MLB to be on Xbox. Who cares? If he wants to push, there's only one way to do it, and that's put up the bread and buy the company. Like, hey, we're gonna.
I don't. You're right about that, but you just said a few minutes ago, P Rock, that they get gets nothing but hate from Xbox people. Do you not think Phil Spencer, Mike Ybarra, and Greenberg don't know that? Do you not think they're calling them every other week saying, hey, look, how about crossplay? They're trying to do it now.
No, but no, what I'm talking about, right, when we're talking about crossplay and first party exclusive, I think it's two different subjects. Crossplay, it's just enabling games that's already on both platforms to play with each other. That's it.
I agree with that.
No, but now I don't think Phil Spencer's calling Yoshida and be like, hey, you think you could make MLB The Show for our platform? Yoshida's gonna look at
okay, no, hold on. Think about this for 1 second.
Too much sake right now.
They can't even get third-party games on their consoles.
Yeah, no shit.
First-party games.
Yeah, they're having trouble getting third-party on their shit. Let alone Sony. Like before, even like that, like Hellblade, Nier.
Yeah,
before let me ask you all this.
Is Final Fantasy 9 going to Xbox?
Well, now what's better for Microsoft down the road? Crossplay or no crossplay? Microsoft, the Xbox system.
Fucking build your goddamn first-party studio is what's better for them.
Well, I agree with that.
Crossplay should be the last.
That ain't happening though.
Yeah, crossplay should be the last thing on their mind. Build up your studios.
There's a reason why they want it. Yeah, I already know. I told the story how Microsoft turned down. They tried. Sony tried to get a Halo movie made. They were going to they wanted to make a Halo movie, and they were going to give Microsoft a Spider-Man Miles Morales game. They were going to do that. They were going to sell that. They weren't going to give them Peter Parker. They were going to give them out, but Microsoft said no. So I just don't think a lot of people in the Xbox community know that story. They don't know it.
All right, we're gonna move on. So one last thing, we're gonna talk about this real quick. Is on Phil Spencer's promotion. Okay. All right. So I guess he's now part of the Knights of the Round Table in Microsoft Redmond. Yeah. So it could go 50-50. I see it as 50-50. On one half of me, I could see him advocate for Xbox, maybe get a bigger budget if he hasn't got a bigger budget already. I could see him getting more ideas pushed through if he has ideas. So I see that side. All right. I could see that side that could benefit the Xbox owner. So I could see that. On the other side, I could see it as the reason why he got promoted is because he finally drank the Kool-Aid and he's seen the vision the rest of the table is seeing, which means they want Xbox more as a device and they want the brand as more as a service that could be available across everything.
Yeah.
So it could be 50-50. It could be the greatest thing for the fan base. They could finally get the exclusives. You know, more first-party developers are being built. You know, more outputs in games. He's able to wheel and deal with third-party. He could, pay for more content. He could do all the things. All the things that Sony's doing, he could finally do for his brand. On the flip side, he could just be pushing the whole service agenda to where now Xbox is everywhere to include tablets and everything, even PlayStation. The Xbox app, it's everywhere, because nobody in the right mind thought, Microsoft Word would ever be on Mac. Yeah, but it's on Mac now. It's everywhere. Yeah, Microsoft doesn't give a shit if you use Windows for Microsoft Office. Run it on Linux if you want, but you're buying their shit. So that's just my view. It could go 50-50. He could push and advocate for Xbox. Or he could just be sitting right along with everybody else and make it into a service and try to get Xbox into almost any device possible. What do you guys think?
Yeah. I think that was a payoff. I think they told Phil Spencer, hey, if you can survive for a couple of years, survive and keep this thing floating, then we'll move you out that position, give you a different position. Your job will no longer be in jeopardy. You can go on vacation now and relax. And that's what happened. So he was able to, obviously sustain the way that he was able to sustain the Xbox divisions by shutting down all the studios, canceling all the games, and and that just kind of has led to where we have now. So now they don't have any studios, they don't have any games. That was able to sustain it, but now they have this hardware coming. Hey, he got his bump, his promotion. He's just going to leave that to the next person. At the end of the day, whoever falls in his position next is going to have to take it the rest of the way. They're going to have to try to BS the fan base in some kind of way and make them spend another $500 in the next year or two or whatever, and just kind of sustain it. That's just a trend I've seen. Now, personally, I've spent $500 for the original Xbox One. I spent another $400 on the S, and then turn around and spend another $500 on this, and there's going to be another Xbox another year when this one doesn't do well. That's the trend. How many times does this trend have to go before you finally say, you know what? I see what you guys are doing. You don't wind down something without having something to replace it with, and they've always wind down and never replaced it.
Interesting. Yo, JayBari, you got any opinions on this? On your man? Whose man's is this?
Yeah, whose man's is this for real, man? I personally don't care, but I don't think Phil Spencer deserves shit. I don't, you know what I mean? Everybody call him your Lord and your Savior. He saved Xbox and all that stuff. I really think he didn't do shit, because everybody keep forgetting that this man was the head of Xbox, or the first party game studio.
Publishing.
You know what I mean? He had a lot of input, was in Microsoft in the first place. And now that he's the head of Xbox, I don't feel like he did a great job per se. He might have changed the narrative as far as Xbox looking like this, this company, or this platform that's trying to kill off gaming with these crazy DRM policies. But overall, what everybody buy a console for. I felt like he ain't delivering that stuff. So I don't know what the hell he getting a promotion for, to be honest with you. You know what I mean?
It's all them controllers. Them shits probably made more money than games. I guess, they're getting money for somewhere. Hey,
I think it's you are on point there, Puerto Rock. As a company, right, as a corporation strategy, everything about these big corporations is about vision and long-term planning, right? What do they have in mind? Xbox doesn't have to win, doesn't have to be the second player or even the third player. They just got to be profitable. So the idea there is selling as many boxes as they can. They're not going to spend money or even lose money creating games, so which is bad for us gamers. But as long as people are playing and buying those digital games there, buying the yearly subscriptions, buying the everything digitally or whatever services they may get, Xbox is cleaning out. They're making money. They take a cut out of everything. Yeah. So for them, they're being profitable. Now for us gamers, we want games, but they're losing money in the games. So when you come to your boss every month and you say, look, put $5 million here, $50 million, they just lost what, $51 million with Scalebound? That doesn't look good on you. Now, how do you get more money out of him? And then you change your whole strategy and say, well, instead of creating our own first-party games, let's sell this system that's what they keep telling us now, this service where everybody pays $60 a year, and we make a cut out of every game we sell in that service there, and it's clean money. All we got to do is maintain what we already have, which is the infrastructure where people are playing on Xbox Gold.
Yeah.
Good
point.
True.
Great point. Yeah, I agree. I think Phil Spencer turned it around in terms of finances. Because them controllers, I don't know. I never seen a generation where controllers became such a big deal. Like never. I mean, I see people talked about controllers in the past, but goddamn, I see people buying like 30 controllers. I'm like, holy shit! Like, what are you doing? Like, you bought more controllers in games this year. Like, oh, I got this custom controller. There was like one tweet I saw, a guy proposed to his wife with an Xbox controller. Like, my wife would slap me if I did some shit like that. Go to control store with a PlayStation controller, she'd be like, we done. Like, pack your shit. Like, I don't know. So, I don't know. Like, I kind of agree with JayBari. Like, it's just weird because I see, like, the decisions I see Phil Spencer made, some of them were, like, no shit decisions. Like, remove Kinect out the box. There was people that was already saying that before the console even launched, to not launch it with Kinect. So that was, like, a no-shit brainer. And then also, adding, backwards compatibility. Because, the 360 had it, so I don't see why the Xbox One didn't launch with it. But I think those two things were kind of no-brainers, But like JayBari said, where he felt that was probably the core reason for the Xbox, which was exclusives and games. Like, granted, I knew it makes sense for him to come out with the One X. I get it. He needed to get away from the bullshit 720p. The console's weak. It's bullshit console. He's trying to erase that. He's trying to erase that history as best he can. So I get it. But I don't see why he slowed down on the games front and stuff, because he did a lot of canceling. He removed a lot of projects. And then, all right, if you don't have money for games, okay, fine. But why the fuck would you greenlight shit like Voodoo Vince and fucking and Phantom does then? Then why put money towards that shit? Like, that don't make sense. Like, make up your mind. If you don't have money for games because you're focusing on hardware for now, then okay. But don't feed little bullshit like Voodoo Vince. No one cares about that.
But
like,
Craig,
stop it.
Craig, you remember when Phil Spencer said that they had so many games, they had to push some into next year. They had to, slow down of what they were going to show. And now people are asking, what happened to all of those? How did you get to the point where you physically have no games to bring out? How did you get to that point? Did you not look at a calendar and say, hey, we're going to release this then? At what point did you realize you screwed up and you left your fan base without any games for a whole year? Mm-hmm. How did you get to that point?
I don't think I think the games that they were going to come out with, I was mad as hell about Scalebound and Fable. Those games would have been out this year. With that said, I think he needed something, because the bottom line is that they had an asteroid headed toward their planet and they dodged it. They actually do have hardware coming out, like you just said, J-Dub, that people are excited about. Really excited about it. I agree. They don't have no games. They're talking about games that came out 2-3 years ago, and 4K textures, but that's all they got. What else are they going to talk about? So they've convinced people about true 4K. They've convinced them that exclusives don't matter. So why not convince you that you not having any games is not that big a deal? Because to them, they've made up excuses after excuses after excuses to 30 FPS is okay, then it sucks, now it's okay again, now 30's back on the table, anything that's going to advance their agenda. So Phil, he's that alone, he's done the old Jedi mind trick. He went Obi-Wan Kenobi on him. So he got his money. I personally think, I don't know what that's like to be handed that much BS. I think everybody here knows that the 2013 launch was a disaster, a complete disaster. He got handed that. Yes, he was on that team originally. After whatever his name, Don Matrick, left, got fired, pick your metaphor. He did get them going in the right direction with the services. I agree 100% with Porter Rock said. You just maintain the infrastructure. It's already there. These idiots are buying controllers like they're gerbils. Every time you come out, there's another console. So that's what they'll do. And Microsoft knows it. So, and shout out to Jimmy B Gaming, because he said they make the controllers because they know people will buy them. That's it. That's why they keep making them. Sony's got what? Base colors: black, white. I guess we're going to get green, red. Base colors. So. And, they've got all these rainbow colors and this, but give them credit. They turned that shit around. They got the 4K taco. They got the 4K Dorito. And now they got 4K Mountain Dew. What else? You may not buy the Xbox X. That's what I tweeted Aaron Greenberg today.
Wow.
All right. So anyway, I guess we covered down everything. So we're just going to do our outros right now. And we're just going to finish off, and that's it. And I appreciate everything you guys been doing. So we're going to start off with top flight security in the world, Craig.
Oh, yeah. Well, man, it was a great podcast. I'm glad everybody was able to make it. Thanks for the Vine. Always a pleasure being here. Shout out to everybody that's been affected here locally with these storms and things like that. Just everybody keep your heads up. Donate what you can. Every little bit helps. And JayBari, always a pleasure. Got to get you on the Craig's Corner. The funny nerd here, great stuff from him. And J-Dub, always a pleasure. Hopefully I'll have my chat thing fixed tomorrow. We can do a Porch Light podcast. Talk about VRR. It's not a disease.
All right, so next up on the list, of course, my man JayBari. What's going on, brother?
Yo, like I said in the beginning of the show, man, definitely appreciate the invite. Yeah, Craig, hit me up anytime, man, and we work some out, get me on that show and create these movies. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Yo, guys, just want to, have say a quick shout out to the online arcade. That's something I'm a part of here. If you guys are ever interested in participating in like an online tournament where you can, earn prizes for, your participation as far as being like top 3 or something like that, definitely sign up. We got Street Fighter V coming up at the end of the month on the 30th, and we got Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite in the middle of October. These are going to be the last 2 tournaments for the online arcade, but 2018, we're going to be much bigger and badder than ever before, bringing bigger tournaments and just having a better production value with all the tournaments, man. But don't be shy. All skill levels are, welcome to come through. But yo, big shout also to the online arcade boys. I couldn't do anything with these online tournaments without those guys there, man. And big shout out to the council as well. The PlayStation Nation. For supporting your boy JayBari and all that stuff. Big shout out to you guys, man. The panel. It was definitely fun talking to all of you guys and chopping it up, man.
Man, definitely, man. Thank you so much for showing up. I appreciate it. All right. Of course, we got the God of War. And again, Master Chief cannot win a fight with this man. So stop it. Grenades and an SMG is not going to cut it. All right. The dude's a God killer. Like, stop it. He killed Zeus.
Exactly.
Beat Hercules. Like, stop it. My man Kratos, J-Dub City, what's going on?
Again, thanks for having me on, everybody. Again, it's your boy J-Dub, aka Kratos, the god of PlayStation and all things gaming. Thanks for rocking out, with Porter Rock and everybody on the panel. Again, guys, make sure you hit that bell, that sub, the like, and everything else. Check this man podcast out. He's cool as crap. Again, thanks for the invite, man. Anytime you need me, whatever, just hit me up, let me know. You guys can find me on Twitter at JDubCity16. I'm always kicking up stuff, always hitting people with the right and the left and the right and the left with the memes and the gifs and keeping you guys laughing. Again, thanks for all the subs, all the likers and stuff like that.
All right, appreciate it. Thank you so much. Hey, I was glad to have you here. You're welcome here anytime. And today we had a first-time new guest here, showing up, and he done an outstanding job. The Funny Nerd, shout yourself out.
Yeah, thanks very much for the invite, man. Appreciate hanging out with the big dudes today, and for you for extending an offer to one of those tiny channels on YouTube. The Funny Nerd here, and it was really a great deal of fun hanging out with you guys tonight, man. Talking some games.
Right. Awesome. All right. Hey, I put everybody's channel links in the description, so you can check them out there, especially the Funny Nerd. Check him out. He does some great videos and content on his channel. But anyway, this is your boy Porter Rock 77. I want to say to the family that was in the chat, enjoying everything. I hope you enjoyed the show. I hope you enjoyed the conversation. Thank you so much for supporting the channel. Don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe if you're new, and please come back next week. And then also tune in for some more, Portal's Point Live every now and then, where I just go off the cuff and just spread my bullshit. That's how I do. All right. But anyway, this is your boy Porter Rock 77, the Gamers Champ, and we are out of here. See you next week. Take care, everybody. Enjoy your gaming. Peace.